Hi guys, and welcome to C++ tutorial of hospital appointment booking system. Okay, let me show you guys how this works. You see right here we have the navigator bar, so I can just navigate using the bar or just do whatever I like with it. And all of the data that we have in here, they are also saved straight into the database, the Access database. Let me open it for you guys. It's coming up, and open up the table. There we go. Those are the data that I have in there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to enter a new record in there. Okay, new patient details. So click on this plus sign. There we go. Now I'm going to come right here. You see where we have the patient ID, and this patient, let's assume, is Mrs. and the name is Mary, and the name is Mary Kings. Address of Miss Kings, number 1, Gauss, let's say Gaustown. Nationality, let's assume she is something else. Let's say she's British. And in here, appointment booked, date of appointment, and let's assume the date of appointment, we can pick that up here, 26, and time of appointment, we can make that about, yep. And is it confirmed? Yes. Her telephone number, gender female, to the date of birth in there, let's say she was born on the, and there. Now that will automatically calculate the age, as you can see, and right here the county, let's say the county is Frogner County. Okay, telephone number, okay, our work telephone number, let's say, and mobile number, email address, let's say that's an email at gmail.com, and doctor's ID, title, doctor, of course, and name of doctor is John Johnson. Yeah, there we go. So those are the details of these very patients, including the details of the doctor. So if we come in here, you see the appointment details, that's Mary's details in there, right there. Okay, the other thing is, let's check if Mary's details is on the database. So I'm going to go straight to the database. Now let's go back to the database. Come right in here, double click on the appointment, and right here, that's Mary's details there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into C++ development environment using the C++ builder, and we put one of these together. Alright, let's exit out and start a new project entirely. I'm going to go straight to File, select New, select Windows VCL application. Now that our development environment is ready, first of all, I'm going to go straight to File, and let's save this project. And I'm going to save it right inside this folder that I've already created. I'll call that Hospital Booking. System. Right, so let's just say CPP Hospital Booking System. I'm going to copy that, click on Save, and let's save the project again. Let's say save project as that. I'm going to put an S in front of it. There we go. Okay, now make sure this form is selected, and let's go straight up here. You see where we have a line? I'm going to click on that, and let's select the top one. Now let's scroll right down. You see where we have height. Let's make the height 720, and the width, we're gonna make the width 1386. There we go. Nice. Okay, the next thing we want to do now is let's come right here. See where we have where the palette is? Right there. We need page control. There we go. Click on page control, and I'm going to draw that in there. Page control, I'm going to right click on it and let's select new page. We have one. Right click again, let's select another one, making two. We have two there. So the very first one that we have in here, I'm going to change the details of that, of this very one. Let's change that to patient details. Now we have patient details in there. The next one beside it here, select that and make sure you click on the inside to make sure you're actually selecting the number 2, and that one I'm going to change the caption of that very tab to appointment details. There we go. That's good. So I'm just going to drag this down much. Just bring it all the way down here. Make sure the whole form is selected and drag. And bring it down as well. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go straight to the palette again, and let's look for T panel is called. Yeah, T panel. Grab the T panel, and I'm just going to drop that here. That's my T panel, and this T panel I want to change the color. Let's come in here. We'll see where we have color. I'm going to make that kind of like grayish. There we go. I think maybe it's too dark. Let's look for something a little bit. Okay, silver is right. Now the text content inside it, I'm going to delete that. Now this J or panel, I will need one here. That we do. Copy it again and paste another one here, making 2. Let's take it up. Yeah, something like that. Now I'm going to copy both. Copy again. Now Control C and paste. There. Now we now drag everything straight to the edge here. Select it individually, drag, and repeat the same thing for this. One thing I've noticed is this J panel happens to be inside the appointment details, but I don't want it inside the appointment details, so let's select it all. I'm going to cut it off because I want it inside the patient details. So let's cut Control X. Now let's come in here. You see the patient details? Click in there and Control V, paste. So it's in the right place where I want it to be now. So I'm going to save that. Let's click on Run. And for now, this is how it's looking. Okay, I'm going to exit out. There. Now before I go any further, I want to show you guys the database. I'm going to go straight in here, double click on here. This is the database I intend to use right there. So I'm going to get hold of this very database. Close that. Let's copy it. Copy, and I'm going to paste it right inside my project folder. Paste. Hospital appointment system. That is it. Enable, and let's click on the appointment. That is the database I intend to use. You can just create something similar to that, a rough one. Alright, minimize that. Now we have the database on board. That is sorted. So the next thing we want to do now is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to select TTL, that's label. Bring the label here. I have one label in here now. And that very label, we need, no, let's go ahead and just get ADO. I'm going to need this, the connector, but not for now. Well, since I've called it, I might as well just grab that and dump it in here. Okay, I'm going to need that. I'm also going to need ADOTable. Where is the table? DB. That's for the data grid. I'm going to need that. So, but for now, let's grab TDBEdit. Okay, I need the TDBEdit. That is fine. Now let's grab all of these connectors. The next connector I'm going to need is ADOTable. Grab that, dump it right here. Then I will also need the data sets there. So all my data connectors are in place now. Okay, now you see this DBEdit or DB editor. We now need to increase the font size and that of the label. Select both of them. I'm going to change the font size of both components to about 22 bold and just enter 22 in there. There we go. Now this is going to be for my patient, so we can just change the caption on that. Come right there, type in patient ID. There. And here, drag that much. Okay, and that is going to be, so that, let's change the name of that to DBE patient ID. There. So I'm going to copy that, select both of them, Control C, now Control V, paste. That is going to be for the title. Let's copy again, paste, and one more, paste, there. Okay, get in there, that's good. Now, oh, this one here, I'm going to delete that because I will need TDB combo box. Yeah, and just paste that in here. Let's change the font size of that combo box as well. Where is it? Fonts. Make that about 22. Bold. Alright, that's fine. I like that. So I'm going to copy all of these that we have in here. Just select all, hold on to the shift key and just copy, Control C, copy and paste on the other side right there. Okay, it's looking good. Now let's copy 4 of those. I'm gonna need, let's copy this one. Let's say this and this and this, that's 4. Control C, and let's paste that underneath here. That's good. We're going to need another 4, or one of the 4 without a combo box, but I need 2 combo box here. Let's copy this, paste this right underneath here. Yep. Now select 4, copy and paste it right beside that here. Oh, that's just 3. No, that's 4. Bring it down and bring it down. Okay, right here now, I'm going to need 3 of those. Maybe just paste those ones here. Yep. And 1 combo box. Copy and get rid of this. There we go. Okay, let's get the T. I think it's DBNavigator or DBNavigator. Yeah, that's it. Grab that and just paste that right here. Alright, that's good. And we also need the calendar. I think is the calendar. I think it might be just ordinary calendar. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna grab that. Just draw it here. Right there. Take that up. Okay, looking good, guys. Right, so if I run it now, let me save it first. This is how the interface is looking. It's coming up. It looks a bit rough. I just need to tidy up things. That's how it's looking now. I'm almost there. So what I'm going to do now is just to change the names around. I may have to speed that up. Select this one here and change that to title. Come right there. That becomes title. Okay, that's fine. And the text content in there is going to be the default name or variable name. Let's change the variable name to DBC title. Right one. Okay, this one is going to be first name. Let's come down here. Caption. Where is the caption? Select that. Make sure it's selected here. And change that to first name. And this is going to be DBE first name. And so on, guys. I'm going to have to speed that up and I'll get back to you guys shortly. Okay, all done, guys. So let me just collapse this. This is how it's all looking now, but I do need a data grid here. So let's come into my palette here. I'm just going to type in DBGrid. There we go. And I'll just drag that in here. Right there. Let's drag. Okay, there we go. Now let's go back in here. I'm going to run it so that you guys see how that looks like. I've kind of like changed the bold to just ordinary plain to regular fonts so that we have enough room for, or we can still make it bold anyway. Alright, that's how it's looking. Okay, I'm going to just select it all again. Yes, I need to make up my mind because I need some room for it. Now come in here and just go back to the font and just click on bold for that. Let's see. Yep, and I will then drag this back a little bit. Now, one thing I'm going to do now is, you see these data connectors, I'm going to now connect my database straight to it. So let's come in here. You see where we have connection string right there. So we need that. Let's pin that down. That's a connection string. Click inside the connection string. Make sure your ADOConnection 1 is selected and click on these 3 dots Now click on build, and in there I'm going to select, you see there's a very easy way out to get the address. The choice is yours if you want to do that. You see the old Microsoft Jet 4 point whatever, all the DB provider. If you click on that and click on next, okay, that will actually take you straight to where you can get the data. So let's come right in here. I'm going to drop this down, select this, and that is my database there. If I click on that, that is the location. I'm going to copy that. Just copy. I don't want to use that though. Cancel that. I don't need it. Go back to the provider. You see where we have Microsoft Office 16.0 access database. Click on that. That is the data connector that I need. I'm going to click on next. Now you see there is no way you can get to the address, so that's one easy way I can use. So I can then paste that in there. Okay, now come into where we have username, get rid of the admin, and where we have blank password, just get rid of that. And let's try out my method that I use to grab hold of the database address. There, you see it's working fine. Now let's go to advanced. Click on advanced. You see here I want you to select read write. Make sure that is select, uncheck the other one, click on OK. So that means I can write directly to that database. And also click on OK here. There, we're not finished yet though. You see, come back to the object inspector here. You see where we have log prompt. Uncheck that. If you don't uncheck it, what will happen is the system will ask you to enter login details. So make sure it's unchecked. So that is fine. The next thing is let's select ADOTable. Select that. Once that is selected, come into the connection here. Click on that and select ADOConnector, this very one. Or if you want, you can do the same thing, just go in there and connect. But since you've already connect the ADO connection one, just select it right here. That is fine. Scroll right down. We now want to select the table that we want. You see here we have the name, table name. Drop it down. The table name is appointment. Paste that in there. Once you paste the table name, scroll right up. You now want to come here to get it activated. Check that, and that becomes true. That is fine. And finally, for the data connections, you see the data source. Make sure it's selected. Come right here. You see where we have the data set. Click on that. Drop this down and select ADOTable. This very one. And that is it, connected. All done. Once that is done, all you then need to do is select your component. You can select it individually or select it all. Once it's selected, scroll right down, look for the data source. Drop that down and select data source. And in there, make sure the field you're selecting is patient ID right there. Okay, that is the first one taken care of. So the next one is going to be the title. Come right here, drop that down and select data source for the title. There, done. And next is the first name. Drop that down, select its first name and select data field name and look for first name. There, first name is selected as well. And the same thing is going to be repeated for the surname. So get rid of that and select the surname, select the data source 1, and right here we want surname, the surname for, yeah, that is it right there. Okay, I guess you guys get the whole idea. So I'm going to now speed that up. I will select every single one of them and just get them linked to the data source. So let's do that. Let's speed that up now. So select the data source and link every single component. There we go. And this, I need to repeat the same thing for that. Select it all and link the components. There. Okay, now the navigator here. Let's come back here. You see where we have data source. Link that as well. Okay, so I've linked every single component straight into my system here. So let's run it and see how that looks like. There, that's how it's looking now. I just need to tidy things up a little bit more. Okay, let's come in here. You see here, let's add the database to that as well. So come back in here, go to appointment details, click on that, and we need the data. Where is it? We need the data source. There we go. That's the data source. Click on that. There we go. That's it. Okay. As you can see, only 2 columns are showing. Right click on it. Select column editor. And right here, you see this one? Add all fields. Click on add all fields. Now, that of the patient ID, if you select that, is 64, that's fine. Title is 1000 plus, that is not good enough. So I'm going to change the title to about 50. And so the first name, I'm going to change that to about 54. Surname, make that 54 as well. And address, I'm going to make that about 120. And so on. So let me speed that up now that you guys get the whole idea, and I'll get back to you as soon as I'm done with that. Gender, no, 1000 plus, that's too much. Okay, so I'm going to speed that up and get back to you shortly. Okay guys, that is it all done. So let's run it and see how that looks like. So click on run. There we go. That is fine. So exit out. Let's come back in here. You see this calendar, when I click on any of these dates, I want to be able to display the date straight into the component that I have here that says dates. So I'm going to double click on that calendar. Let's come in here, let's double click on it, and right here I'm going to say DBE date pointer to the text equals date, convert that to string. And what am I? The data that I'm converting is going to be the calendar view, one dash date, and that should take care of that. There. So that is straightforward. Let's come in here so that you guys can see it. Let's get it indented. So I'm going to run that. Save. Let's run it and see how that's going to look like. Then we'll take care of the others. So click on the plus sign and select date. There we go. That's fine. Okay, that is good. So exit out. The next one that I want to take care of now, I'm going to take care of see, when I enter date of birth here, I want the age displayed in here. So to do that, what I'm going to do is double click on this date of birth. Let's say unchange. I don't know if unchange is going to do the job. Or maybe change the event to click, event click. Okay, let's come in here and look for click. Select the event and let's select click. Let's see, that is it right there. Event click. So inside the event click, I'm going to first of all declare my data type for the dates. I'm going to call that start equals to string to date, string to date, and that will be whatever data I have inside the DBGrid, date of birth. Point to the text there. Now let's repeat the same thing for the end. So I'm going to copy this again. Let's copy that, come right down here, paste, and I'll just change this to end. Okay, and that is going to be DBE date. Okay, the dates will come in here. So now let's find the difference between the two. So the date that is enter, which is this date here, okay, we'll subtract that from this. So that's what I'm trying to achieve there. So back to into my codes right here. So I'm going to call another data type, come right down here, and I will then say give it the different, that's my own, and the makeup is going to be end subtract by start. There. Now whatever I get in there, let's say when I want to convert that, I'm going to say double, let's say D for date equals different dot operator double. Okay, that operator double, and then enter parentheses there anyway. There. Now I want the age to take in this value. So the value that I want the age to take in is going to be DB age pointer to the text box equals float to string. And what am I converting to string? That's going to be D. Let's divide that by 365, comma, and that will be fixed to 3, maximum 3, comma 3, comma 0, no decimal point or no decimal dates in there. This one should be F. There we go. And this should be float F. String to float to string F. Alright. And that is that, I believe. So I'm going to try that out. I think it should work. So run that. Let's see. Okay. Now I'm going to click on the plus sign to enter data in there. You see the age? Very good. This should work. So I'm going to enter something in there. Let's say 1705. Let's say 1967. And click on that. Okay, there's no value in here, so click a value in there, click, there we go. You see that? That's fine. Okay, that's very good. It's working. Okay guys, the next thing we want to do now is, you see the form, I want the form to give me some value in here, so I'm going to exit out and let's go straight to the form. Double click on the form, and in there, form load. I want the form load to first of all load the date for me. So I need the date in there. That's going to be DBE date point to item. No, let's say no, this is not item, this is dates. That will be equals date to string, and that will be calendar view 1 to date. Yeah, that's taken care of, so that will automatically give us the date. If I run it now, we should be able to see date if there's no data in it. Okay, that's fine. Exit out. Now for each of those other components, I want as follows: the title, now DBC title point to items pointer add, and the first one is going to be, let's go for Mrs. there. So I'm going to copy that and just paste that around. Copy. Okay, that will do. So that will be Mr. and maybe we have a Reverend here, and we have a Captain, and maybe Doctor there. That takes care of that. Okay, the next one I'm going to go for maybe yes or no. Let's copy this. The yes or no is called DBC confirm. So that's going to be yes or no. So those two boxes are taken care of. There's another one, male or female. So grab this and just change that to male or female. Paste that in here. That of male or female. First of all, let's say female here. And male here. And here we change that to gender. Gender here as well. Right. And we also need for the booking. We need for the booking, and we need for the doctor. So in the case of the doctor, we just need the title. So I'm going to copy this, paste it right underneath here, and just change this to doctor title. DOC, that's for the doctor. Paste that in here. Right, and for appointment, that's just to confirm if the appointment is booked or not. So this is going to be appointment. Change that to We have appointment there and here as well. There and here is going to be, let's say, not booked. An appointment booked here. There. And that is all to that. Yeah, it's all done. So I'm going to save that, run. Let's see how it all works. Right. If I click on this now, I should be able to see exactly that's what I want. That's fine. Okay. Not booked or booked. Yes or no. So that is fine. Let's enter some data in there. And the name is going to be, let's call that Steve. Steve Hollyway. Address 17 Little Stammer. Okay, let's say it's British. Telephone number. Date of birth. Let's say the date of birth is 1701. Let's go for 9. And we need date here so that we can work that out. 23 county. Make that up. I'll just call that Queens. Queens. Okay. And postcode. Telephone. Work telephone. And so on. Mobile at Gmail. And doctor's reference. Let's say doctor is Mrs. and let's say she's Dan Downey. There, that is it. And right here, time, we need to enter time, appointment time. That's at 3:30. Right. So if we come in here, let's see. That is Steve details there. That's everything about Steve. That is good. Now, if we now come back in here, okay, we can browse and do whatever you would like. Okay, so now let's check our database. I'm going to come in here now. I think that is it, appointments. So double click on our database. We should be able to see details of Steve in there. Let's see, that is details of Steve, so it's working as we expect. Alright, that is fine. Alright, that is fine. Now let's see if we correct mistakes, if the correction will be. Alright, let's come in here. I'm going to change this to a U. I'm back in here and let's see that. There we go. Look at that. So guys, with that is how you create your own hospital appointment booking system in C++ Builder. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. You all have a nice day now, and bye for now.